Good evening, friends. Welcome. Hello. It's time for another evening of BigDenoPlays board games on the internet. Tonight we're playing Doomcrawler. So, this game came as kind of a bundle deal when I purchased all of the Heroes of the Sanctum content. And I wasn't as enthusiastic about this game as I was Heroes of the Sanctum. And I've had a play of it today. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's not Heroes of the Sanctum. Part of the reason I really enjoy it is that it is a very decision-based game. You get to decide how you use your actions, and there's very little randomness involved other than the RNG of the enemies that come out, and then the RNG of the stratagem cards. So I really like that, just purely having all of the decisions rest in my hands. So then when I feel like when I succeeded a mission, it's because of my skill. Unfortunately, I can't then blame the game and the randomness when I fail at the mission. So Doomcrawler is a little bit more of a traditional dice-based system. There's still some strong decision-making in the game, but it does feel a lot more dice-based. And if you roll well, this game you'll succeed at. If you roll poorly, this game you won't do that well at. This was voted on by the people on the channel to see a playthrough of this. So I am excited. I wonder if I sounded too critical there. It's good. You know, it's a good game. But I'm just comparing it to Heroes of the Sanctum, which I think is actually a great game. And particularly for this is the thing, this is the box size, right? I'm sure I showed this off last time, but this is the box size of these products here. This is the entirety of the box. Let me give you something that I can compare that to. Here is a normal size box. Here is a Nucleum box, standing right here. But the amount of game that you get in the Heroes of the Sanctum box is crazy. And this one's quite similar. Like, there's a lot of cool content in here. Just the fact that it's dice-based is probably my only real criticism of it. And that is enough for me to basically say, I'd prefer to play Heroes of the Sanctum. But given that I got this in the same package, I think this is nice, and it's a nice little transportable game. So let's dive over here. We're going to play as this little hero. I may not have set up zooms. Yeah, I haven't set up proper zooms. We'll fix that now. Not that one, Deno. This one. Hey, that's pretty good, actually. That one, and then this one. Yeah, that's good. And then, yeah, that's probably fine. So, this game, you play as a character, a hero, and they're inside a dungeon. And their objective is to escape the dungeon. And the dungeon is randomly determined. We might try to play 2 games. We'll play a 1 room dungeon, and then we'll play a 2 room dungeon. You can see the difference. And it's pretty quick, I think. So this will be the dungeon we'll play. We'll do that in a second. So these are all dungeon cards, all very different, very nice. There's 4 characters, and these are characters that appear in Heroes of the Sanctum. So we've got the Thunderhammer, we've got the Pyromage, we've got the Lightbringer, and we've got the Sanctum's Chosen. I've chosen the Sanctum's Chosen right now, which is good. I have this little reference rulebook. This is the rulebook. It's about 20 pages. Very, very straightforward to learn. I did just remember that I wanted to check how I level up. How do I level up my hero? Is it defeating one of the big guys? I don't remember. G'day in parting, how are you? I can't remember how. Game begins with 1 hero. Yeah, the first time an epic threat is defeated. Yeah, nice. Okay, cool. Cool. All right, I didn't do that in my practice game. Okay, so we've got several decks, and then we've got these here. I'm doing really well, mate. I've had a massive week. I was absolutely cooked last night. Absolutely cooked, and had a big day at work, and then I had another big one today. So it's nice to be playing something that's just a little easier. Be excited for some other games this weekend, maybe a little bit harder. So this deck is the enemies. We're actually going to spawn one enemy, and we'll have a look at it right now. It's a Skull Smasher. Oh, that looks sick. So there's a few little bits of information on here, not too much. The first is this. This is its difficulty value. It is Friday night with games. This is its health. And this dice is actually used as a tracker to just go boop, 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 and then back to the start. And when you move it along, you trigger the icon in there. And so the text is maybe just a smidge too small for you to see. I tried to zoom in as much as I could on the camera, but yeah. So when we see this little symbol, it's going to say brutalize, receive 2 damage. That's it. So we just move that around there and do that. So every time this activates, we'll move the dice along. This is how we track its health, and that's it. And that's a mechanic that's used in every part of the game. So this deck is the loot deck. We draw from this anytime we successfully do a thing. So hopefully we'll successfully do many things. This is called the encounter card deck. And these are, unsurprisingly, things that happen. This is the critical wound deck. And then this is the side quest deck. So this is an important part of the game. So we're going to deal ourselves out 3 side quests right now. And these follow the same mechanic as the other ones. Destroy the tainted crypt, explore the hidden tunnels, and scorch the hexbound tome. So we place a 6 here on this one. We'll do a zoom on this, I think. Yes, okay. I'll slide these across a smidge so we can see them. There we go. So this has a 6 value to start with, and it has a difficulty value of 1. This has a difficulty value of 2 and 4, and this has the opposite, a difficulty value of 4 with only 2 wounds. These side quests will apply effects and trigger things based on where the dice is. Now, for example, this little one has a book symbol, and it says Hex. Apply -1 to your first hero action when the dice is on this thing. This one will move to here, and it doesn't have any penalty. This one here is actually a positive one, a skill bonus. Apply +1 to escape actions. Tremendous. That's a positive. But if we then let it get to this one, it's spawn a new threat. So we don't want to explore too long is basically what it's saying. And here is destroy the tainted crypt. So this one is quite bad, and this will probably be one of the ones we want to focus on clearing. It's going to spawn a threat, and it's going to do 2 damage, and then it's going to spawn a threat. So this is a very bad side quest to have in play. This is our hero card. He has the same. He has this little track that we move down. This is his health. And then when these come around, this is actions that we do, which is great. But on our turn, we take 2 skill actions. And these are our 5 available skill actions. There's 4 generic ones that every hero has, and then each hero has their own unique one. So this is the Sanctum's Chosen's unique skill. And this is pretty much the core concept of the game. You take a skill check, you roll this black dice, and you compare that result to the difficulty value. Let's say I was doing a quest action on this, and I rolled a 3. The difficulty value is 2, so this would decrease by 1, and that would be it. But a lot of these little actions down the bottom here have a rule on them that says charge another active skill. That's what the white dice is for. So we roll the white dice when we charge another skill, and we put it on there, and we get to add the value of the white dice to the black dice roll. So pretty much once we get things going, as long as we're taking the actions in the right order, we are likely to likely to have an average of 7 on this roll, which, you know, tells us that these should be cleared relatively easily. Okay, so let's now look at the dungeon card. So we're at the Altar of Broken Souls. I randomized that, by the way. So this is here on 4, and this is on 1. This is called the Doom dice. Doom. It's bad for us. This track here down the bottom is also bad. These are all negative, bad things. Our objective in this game is to escape the dungeon. Yogi Bear, I have actually tried one of Tristan Hall's games. It was Gloom of Kilforth. Gloom of Kilforth I tried. I really love the artwork. I found the game okay. It just felt like a keyword quest, but I am really keen to try out Creel Manor. Well, exactly, yeah, you just said Creel Manor before I'd finished saying it, but yeah, Creel Manor is one I'm keen to try out. Advent Games has got a pre-order that I'm keeping my eye on. Cool. So that's kind of the game. When you take an action, you flip it. And you only get that action back when you do a rest action. So the game is all about sequencing these actions in the right order to ensure that you get the benefit, to then also ensure that you get the buff dice, the boost dice, whatever it's called. And hopefully we can roll reasonably well and succeed. So I think we'll just start because it isn't a complicated game. There is a couple of cool things that I really like though. It's got secret envelopes. I'm in for secret envelopes anytime. Anyway, so this is literally the game. We start up here with the hero phase, and the first thing we do in the hero phase is we update our hero's dice track. So that tells us, boop, to move that across there. This little symbol says banish, push one threat into the darkness. So we're going to take this Skull Smasher and force him out into the darkness. He doesn't attack us, we can't attack him. We're just basically stalling for a turn. And this is just to give you an opportunity to set up your little engine a little bit. Okay, now we need to choose one of these actions to do, and then a second one. There's no penalties in play and no bonuses in play. But I really want to clear this destroy the tainted crypt situation. It's quite bad because it's going to spawn an enemy. So the first action that I want to take, I don't want it to be a quest action, because I want to get the boosted dice. So we're actually going to try and escape. Escape is how we win the game. We have to escape the dungeon. And so we have a difficulty value on the dungeon of 3. So we need to roll higher than 3 to successfully reduce this green dice. The dungeon has a specific rule, which is that this dice can only be reduced by a maximum of 1 per turn. So we want to start our game off by rolling a 4+. Basically a 50-50. So here it is. Escape, we get to add the black dice plus the boost dice to the dungeon. Then we charge a skill, and then we draw and resolve an encounter card. So let's do it. I'll move this out of the way. So this is our first roll of the game. On a 4+, we're going to reduce this dungeon die. Come on, Deno. It's a 3. No. So we fail. But nothing happens. There's no negative consequences. Then it says charge another active skill. So we're going to roll the white dice. We roll a 5. We add that to the quest to boost that. Now we draw and resolve an encounter card, and we deactivate this skill. So the encounter card says fatigue. Oh, deactivate all of your skill cards except for the rest skill. You cannot resolve any additional skills this turn. Oh, that is devastating. Absolutely devastating. Okay, cool. Fatigue. We're tired. No. Okay. So we now are finished. We can't activate any more skills, so we're fatigued. So now we defend our hero. Defending our hero is probably not going to be necessary, but we'll roll it anyway. So I roll a 1. The defense dice goes on our board, and that's our defense dice for the turn. We now go in this order in activating things. So we're going to go here. Sorry, this guy would activate, but he's in the darkness, so he doesn't. So here, spawn one new threat, and we've found a Flame Burst Infernal. He's got 2 health. I don't enjoy that very much. And, oh, he's awful. And that's it. So that's from this one. Then this one here is Explore the Hidden Tunnels. It moves across, there's no effect. This one, our first skill hero action is at -1. Well, our first action is going to be rest, so no big deal. And then we trigger the dungeon. Fear, remove the charge white die from all hero skills. Cool. So we're about to recharge anyway. Done. And then any threats in the darkness, return to battle. Boop. That's it. That's the game. So we get loot, which will be cool. That'll go under here. And we'll get some other things. But yeah, that was a bad event roll. So it's back to our turn. We trigger this. This says attack. You may use our power blade to apply +1 to attack actions. So we definitely want to do that, but I also don't want this. But we can't have 2 of these guys. Well, he's not going to attack us this turn, so we definitely need to pop him, I think. Alright, we're going to rest. It says push a threat into the darkness. We'll push the Flame Burst Infernal into the darkness. We rest, so we're going to roll the black dice. Resting allows us to recover health. We are obviously at full health, so that doesn't matter. But what it is going to let us do is roll a 4 and add it to one of our other skills. Now, this is a problem one for me, because this is going to receive 2 damage, but this guy is also going to receive 2 damage. So yeah, whichever way we look at it here, we're not having a great time. But we get +1 to attack actions this turn, so I think maybe this might be the better one. We were -1 to our first hero roll from the Hexbound Tomb. I need to clear that next turn or it's going to spawn 2. Oh, this is so bad. That's a +1 to escape actions. Okay, let's try and kill this Skull Smasher, because we've got +1 to attack action. So we're going to take an attack. So we've got our 4 on our attack skill that we get to charge, and we're going to roll this black dice and add it to the white dice, and we roll a 5, so that's a total of 9, which allows us to kill the Skull Smasher, because he's effectively 3 + 4 is 7. We actually got 10 because we got +1 from our power blade. So we've killed the Skull Smasher. What happens when you kill an enemy? You make a loot roll. If you roll higher than their difficulty value, which is 3, so we need a 4+, you get a loot. We get no loot. And that's it for our turn. So we now flip the attack action. G'day, Tom. And this is done. Nothing at all there. Nothing at all. We roll our defend. We roll a 4. So that's okay. So this guy doesn't attack because he's in the darkness. We trigger here. Nope. Destroy the tainted crypt triggers. Move across. Take 2 damage. So this... Oh, sorry. When I did my attack, I get to charge another active skill. So it's going to be quest. Ooh, that's perfect. You got to remember to do that. Yeah, excellent. So we've got 4 defense. So we reduce defense before we reduce our health. So the Tainted Crypt is done. We take 2 damage. So we're going to go down to 2. My face camera turned off there, but we're back. Okay, didn't drop any frames, that's good. Everything here is going well. We're now going to move the dungeon across. This is called Treading Bones. Apply -1 to quest and escape actions. Did I move this across? No, I didn't. I really need a quest to get rid of that. Okay, fun. So this comes down. I think this one needs to go now. That's good, we can't fail that. We're going to have a lot of threats soon. Okay, Sanctum's chosen! Get your shit together! So we're going to move across here as our first action of the turn. There's no effect from this one. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to do a quest, and I'm going to clear this Scorch the Hexbound Tome. Now the advantage of this one is, if I roll a 1, we still have a total of 6 because of my white dice. Even if we apply -1 to quest and escape actions. So it does not matter, we automatically clear this, except there's a -1 to our first hero action. So we probably do need to roll a 2+ here. I hate stupid dice games. No! So dumb. So dumb. Draw and resolve an encounter card. True potential. After the current skill is resolved, you may freely activate and resolve your unique hero skill. Excellent. Well, that's a positive thing. So we've flipped this. Now we deactivate that skill. And now we can activate Strike of Valor! What a stupid thing. Alright. Reduce the target threat's difficulty by the number of threats in play. So there's one threat in play, so this guy is actually difficulty 3. And I'm rolling a dice, +4, which is 4 + 4, 8. So we've killed the Flameburst Infernal. Let's see if I can get a loot out of this. I can't, it's a 1. But we now deactivate that. We do not get to boost another dice, another thing. But we still have a second action. Now normally I would recommend resting here, but the next trigger on our little chain is to heal. So we're actually going to try and escape. This will be a 50-50 roll once again. And we'd really, actually, it's -2, yeah, we need a 5. We're due 1. No, that's bad. Charge another active skill. We'll charge our rest. Draw and resolve an encounter card. So, we resolve Doom Shrine. Roll the black die. If the result is 2 or less, increment the Doom die by 1. Haven't rolled well on the black die so far, but it's not. If you are successful, you may draw a loot card. Here's our first loot. It is a Berserker's Axe. Oh. During an attack action, you may re-roll the black die limited once per round. Our hero actually has that a rule as well. Passive Righteous Seal. You may re-roll the black die of 1 attack action once per round. So we can, because we've actually got 2 attacks on this card, we can re-roll the black die on both of them. Pretty nice. So let's roll our defend roll. We got a 2. Okay. So, yeah, awful turn of events because we've got so many enemies now. Yep, very good. Okay, so there's no enemies in play. This increments and we spawn a new threat. We have an Earthbreaker. He's got 5 health. Then this one is going to do a hero, a bad guy. A Doom Witch, and these artworks should look familiar because these are all enemies you can fight in Heroes of the Sanctum. Then we're going to trigger this one, which is spawn 2. 1, 2. And then this last one is moving here, and that is spawning 2 as well. Now there is a rule that you can only have 5 in play. And I think we take a wound if there's more than 5. Let me see. Threats. Yeah, just receive 1 damage. So, boop. Okay, very nice. So that is a 3. And that is a 3. And that's a 4. Well, it hasn't ever gotten like this in any of my practice games, I can tell you that much. So let's see how we go. Okay, the good news though is that this is now my turn. This triggers across here and it triggers an automatic rest action. So when we rest, we activate all of our skills. We do the white die on one of these, charging another active skill. Oh, good, a 1. We'll put it on the attack action. And then we get to do our 2 actions. So we've got our reroll for black dice twice here. So let's look at what we've got. We can't kill the Earthbreaker because he's 8. But we may be able to kill him with a Strike of Valor. The Death Knight, he's going to heal himself unless we kill him outright. The Doomguard is attacking us for 1 damage. The Corrupted Warlock is going to heal and then do lots of pain to us. The Doom Witch looks like our best option. So let's try and take out a Doom Witch with our first attack. No, we're only adding +1 to this. Okay, so that's 6, 6, 6, 8. Alright, I guess we try the one that's not healing, so the Doomguard. I need to roll a 5. I do get a reroll. That's a 4, so we'll reroll into a 3. So we're going to do 3, 4. This guy's going to suffer 1 damage. Alright, now I guess we'll try and take out the Doom Witch. Oh, this is awful. Now let's try the Doomguard, because we get a second attack on this. 3, we can reroll thanks to our Berserker's Axe. Oh, that's a 6. So we kill the Doomguard. So he's defeated. And, oh, actually, when we rest, we do get to push a threat into the darkness. So let's push the Warlock into darkness. And then we're charging another skill. It'll be the Strike of Valor. Adding a 6 to that. Good. This guy's going to be dead now. And we're deactivating this skill. Let's make a loot roll. The Doomguard has a threat value of 3. We roll a 1. It's rolling well tonight, Deno. This one can't possibly fail because Strike of Valor says reduce its difficulty value by the number of threats in play. Fortunately for us, there is 4 threats in play. So this guy's difficulty value is 1. We've already got a 6 here. Even with penalties, this guy dies. So we don't even need to roll a dice, but let's see if we can roll a 4+. Oh no, his difficulty value is less than 1 because of Strike of Valor. So I'm going to take a loot. We've got a Dwarven Bear Trap. Cool. Alright, that was a promising turn. This does not let us charge another skill. So, that's a shame. Cool. He's in the darkness. So, nothing. Heals himself. Add 1 to the die on this card. So he goes to 4. Oh no, it says max 3. Yeah, cool. Okay, so does nothing. This guy doesn't activate. This goes back to here. This goes back to here. And this goes back to here. This goes to here. And this says increment the Doom die by 1. So the Doom die is bad. Oh, we're only supposed to spawn Doom value threats. There's one guy less. That's fine. We have made 0 progress towards getting out of the dungeon. Good work, team. All right. Well. How do we go about this, I wonder? Do we rest and then attack again? So this increments back to here and nothing triggers. You may re-roll the black die once per round. So I can discard my Dwarven Bear Trap to push a non-epic threat into the darkness. That threat also receives 2 damage. I am going to put that onto the Warlock. Actually, might put it onto the Death Knight. So he goes back. And then I will discard that. Then I'm going to rest. So we activate our heal, our hero skills. Oh man, come on Deno. Can you roll like normal Deno? And then for a second action, we're going to do an attack. We will start by attacking the witch, I think. So we need a 5 in total. Hey, killed the witch. So she's defeated, and now we need to roll 2+ to get a loot. Oh, the train started. Give me the loot, baby. A pistol? Discard after attack action to target another threat. That threat receives 2 damage. Alright, so we can actually maybe kill this guy as well here. This is good. This is good. Alright. It's starting to come together. So we're going to do our second attack on this guy. It's only 6. Only 1 black die, sorry. But if we can roll a 4 here, we're going to kill that guy with our musket. Come on, Deno. We're going to reroll. We're going to reroll. Ah, you pus bucket. So he goes down to 2, 3. And then I can discard my musket. I wonder if I can actually reroll this twice. Yeah, I'm going to reroll it twice because I've got 2 attempted rerolls. Yes. Don't even have to use the musket. Kill the warlock. Can we roll 3+ to get another loot? Yes, it's happening. Oh, Elven Lightblade, a bad +1 to attack actions. We've turned it on. Okay, now we're going to charge a skill. So we're going to charge this quest skill now because we need to clear off these things. They're annoying. Okay, so quest skill is good. And now we will add our defense. We've got 4 defense. So this guy's going to come back. This one, spawn a new threat. It's a Necroplate Revenant, if you don't mind. He's only 1 damage, actually. Okay, that's cool. He's punishing. This one is nothing. This one is -1 to our first roll, which is great. I'm going to get rid of this Tainted Crypt. And then this comes back to here and doesn't do anything. So we're going to increment this, push a threat into the darkness. I think I'll push the Necroplate Revenant. And then we get to do our 2 skills. So let's try and destroy the Tainted Crypt. Remember, we are -1 to this because of our first hero action, Scorch the Hexbound Tome. So 3 I think we need, or 2. 2 and 5 is 7, -1. We take that down to 5. Is that right? Uh, 5 + 2 is 7. We need 7. That's -1. So this has got 1 left. Man, I can't clear this. Can't clear this side quest to save my life. Let's do an escape action. No, we'll save that till next round. We'll do the strike on that guy. Strike of Valor. So we're going to soup that up. We're going to roll an attack action on him. It's a 1, 2, 3. But thanks to our Elven Lightblade, it's a 4. And that's enough to kill him. So let's see if we can roll a 4+. Nope, that's a 1. So we fail that. Getting a new loot. The Elven Lightblade's going to be glorious. He's still in the darkness. And that's it for our Strike of Valor. That doesn't let us charge a skill. We're going to add 6 to our defense roll. And that's it. So we'll increment this, take 2 damage. We're down to a 4. We'll increment this. We've got a +1 to escape actions. We'll increment this. -1 to our first attempt, and we'll increment this. We discard the white die from hero skills, but it's not on any, and that's it. So let's get an escape happening, hey? Let's get an escape. I was meant to do, when I did the quest action, I was meant to do one of these. Battle Cry. You may push up to 3 non-epic threats into the darkness. That's fine. This guy comes back. Oh. Alright, so we've got +1 to escapes. So probably the correct thing to do here is rest and then do the quest action to clear this, because this is going to spawn 2 threats. Okay, we'll rest. And this guy's not attacking this turn. We're going to charge the quest action 5. So that was our first skill, so the -1 is no longer going to apply. And we'll now add our roll to this. 2 + 5 is 7. We needed 6. We clear this side quest. Now with side quests, they also get a loot roll. So if I roll 5 here, no, we would have got a loot. However, you always have 3 side quests in play. Uncover what is buried. And we do have to do a encounter card. Riftborn Horror. The air is thick with malevolence, and your soul quakes under the weight of its presence. The rift hungers, and this nightmare has answered its call. Spawn 1 epic threat. Nice. Okay, that's an Obsidian Hell Knight. Fine, fine. He seems nice. Void Strike. Alright, so we did a rest, and we did a quest action. So now I'm going to charge my Strike of Valor to try and kill him, hopefully. Oh, 2's bad. Okay, we've got a Light Blade, so this should work. Alright, so that's not a good turn for the good guys. Let's do our defense roll. Hey, that's good though. So this increments and does nothing. This increments and we suffer 3 damage. This increments and we spawn a new threat. It's a red soul burner with 5 health. This increments and we spawn a new threat. It's a shrieking demoniac. And this increments and nothing happens. This now increments and it says -1 to quest and escape actions. So this is going to be an attacking turn though. We increment. We get to make +1 to our attack actions. Come on. Alright, we start with a Strike of Valor on the Obsidian Hell Knight. So this is target a threat, reduce its difficulty value by star and attack. There are 4 enemies in play, so this guy's difficulty value is down to 1. So we need a 2+. Actually, we don't even that because we've got Elven Light Blade. So, oh, we roll a 6 and we kill that guy outright. Obsidian Hell Knight. So we do get to make a loot roll on him. We fail, but I'm going to use my musket to kill this guy and see if we can roll a 6. No. And then I deactivate that. I don't charge another skill, but we do get to flip the Sanctum's Chosen to his leveled up side. And let me read what happens because I never did that in my other one. Yes. Reset the dice track and health value. We got 5 health now. Sick. Excellent. So now we'll do an attack action, and it's just going to be a normal attack action, but remember we've got our Elven Light Blade. So this one. And we'll target the Shrieking Demoniac with our first one. That's a 6. I've done that the wrong way around, haven't I? Yes. But we kill him. Can we get a treasure? Yes, we can. Glory Stone. Discard this after updating your hero's dice track to apply +1 to all actions this round. Soul Burner, we need a 6. No, but we can reroll. No. So that's 2 damage. She's down to 3. So that's it. That's all done. Because we got +1. Yep. And we now get to charge a skill. So we're going to charge Escape into a 5. That's nice. We haven't made any progress towards escaping. It should be easy too. This is one of the easy dungeons. So I'm sure you can see by now that there is strategy in the game, and there is cool stuff that you can do, and you can, the way that you interlock these and your loot's really cool. But it's a dice rolling game, and so sometimes you'll just roll like shit. So if that's not your kind of game, avoid this game. But if you don't mind a bit of dice rolling, it's a lot of fun. Okay, so we'll start here. We'll trigger that. That does nothing. We have nothing here. This increments to here. This increments to here. This increments to here. And that says we apply +1 to quest actions for this turn, which is nice. This increments, and we're going to spawn 2 new threats. We have a flesh shredder, and we have an enraged ghoul. Nice. Okay. It's back to us. We will push 2 threats into the darkness. I'll push both of these guys, I think. Yep. I know what's she doing. She's doing disable 2 non-rest hero skills. I don't like that. I'm getting rid of you because I can't attack this turn. And you're just going to heal. Yep, perfect. So I will then do an escape action. So I'm adding +5. Can't possibly fail. So this is finally going to reduce to 3. This then says, deactivate this skill, draw and resolve an encounter card. And it says, Hero of the Sanctum! You may resolve 1 additional skill this round. Oh, that is awesome. We'll rest. We get to recover all our skills. Ah, what do we do now? We probably try to clear this, don't we? Because we're +1 to quest actions. Okay, so let's charge the quest action. We roll 5. Oh my god. Okay, so that means we just automatically succeed at this quest because we're +1. Yep, okay, so I'll just succeed at that quest. Do we get a treasure? No. I only needed the roll of 2+ there, Deno. We have to do an encounter card, and this quest action is disabled. We draw another quest. Oh, scavenge with a silent thief. This is a good one. Yes, we get to steal some stuff from the loot discard, which means my musket's coming back and so's my bear trap. Okay, what does this one say? Misplaced. If you're holding loot, choose one at random to discard. Boo. Well, we just hope it's not the light blade. Now that I've said that, it's going to be the light blade. Oh, that's good. And we get to get it back anyway, basically, if we want. Okay. So we will charge... Let's charge escape, and then we'll do escape attack next turn, I think. Alright. Not my best. My defense roll is a 1. Okay. This guy increments and does an attack. No one else increments. This guy increments to spawn a new threat. A gigantic arachnid. This guy increments for nothing. This guy increments and it says steal. You may take 1 loot from the discard pile. Musket, baby musket. The Glory Stone might be better actually for this turn. So I'm going to discard it. And this increments and the Doom dice is now 3, which is just terrible. And everyone comes back out of the darkness. Yeah, it's a cool little game. I won't pull it out super frequently, but there's hidden stuff. So you need to defeat the game with 2 dungeon cards and 3 dungeon cards, and you unlock new stuff. Here's what I unlocked in the first one, which I did today, which is a new location for Heroes of the Sanctum, a new treasure for Heroes of the Sanctum, and a new gear card for this one. Pretty cool. I'm going to discard this to add +1 to all of my rolls this turn, or all of my actions. I'm going to try and escape as my first action. We successfully trigger this down to 2, and then we draw and resolve an encounter card, and we're going to charge my attack skill. Oh, look at that. What is the encounter card? Don't fuck me. Terror Incarnate, spawn 1 epic threat. Okay. Mistress of the Void. She's purple. Okay. Well, I can just kill her. Oh yeah, and the epic threats have a passive. After triggering the critical hit effect on this card, receive 1 damage. Yeah, epic threats are bad. This says, after advancing the dice track on this card, receive 2 damage. Man, she's awful. I wasn't going to kill her, but I might have to kill her now. Yeah, so I'm 7-8, so I don't need to roll. So yeah, I'm just going to kill her, and let's see if I can roll a 5. Nope, so no loot. And then with my second attack, I'll charge Strike of Valor actually. With my second attack, I will go for... Yeah, I really don't want this to come out. Yep, so we'll kill the Soul Burner. And see if we can get a 2+ for a loot. Hey! We get an Inferno Orb. After a threat is defeated by an attack action, applied 1 damage to adjacent threats. That's nice. That's really nice. Alrighty. So we're going to have some attacks coming our way now, so this defense roll matters. Let's go. Let's go. Defense roll. A 5. You've done well, Deno. Be proud. Okay, attack. Receive 1 damage. Goes down to 4. Claw. Receive X as damage. X equals 5 minus the die on this card, so that's 1. So he's exactly like the hero in Heroes of the Sanctum. He gets more powerful the more damaged he is, so you want to one-shot him. Gigantic Arachnid. Receive 2 damage. That's down to 1. This received 2 damage. We've taken our first health. We're down to 4. Explore hidden tunnels. We're going to get a bonus to escape actions. This one we get a loot out of the loot pile. Let's take this musket, I reckon, because we're going to be able to do some cool stuff with the Inferno Orb and the musket. And then this increments to here and doesn't do anything. Yeah, okay. Our turn. Strike of Valor. So this increments with +1 to attack actions. I'm going to use my Strike of Valor here on the Enraged Ghoul. We roll a 1, but I can re-roll my black dice during attack actions. That's a 4, 5, 6, 7. So we kill him. We need a 2+ to get a loot. We get a loot. Now, we also are going to trigger some other things. First of all is this Inferno Orb deals 1 damage here and 1 damage here. And we can then discard the musket to deal 2 damage to a target. And we'll deal it to this Arachnid. Cool. Yep, I like it. Got a linen bandage now as well. Yeah, it's just good. It's just easy. So that's deactivated, and now we rest. That was my first action, yeah. So we'll just do a rest action. If I roll a 5+, nope, we would have healed, but we don't. And so let's now boost our quest action, is it? Now let's boost the escape action. Oh, yes. We're on here. This is a level 1 dungeon. Don't get too excited. Normally you get into a level 2. Alright, defense roll. Just a 2 this time. Let's see if we can survive this. 1 damage. Apply -1 to all skill actions. Spawn a threat. Night Stalker. Spawn a threat. Inferno Worm. He's bad. Here, get a loot. No, I already did that. So that one actually disappears and gets replaced with another one, and that one is called Utilize the High Ground. Oh, that's awesome. It's just like the game. It's just like Sanctum. I love it. So we don't want that one to go away. We're happy to have that one stay all day. This goes across, remove the charge white die from all hero skills. And that's it. Back to us. Now back to the good part. We get to do a rest action. If I roll a 5+ here, I heal. No, that's fine. Reset all skills. Cool. So let's do an attack. And I'm just going to target this Night Stalker, and I'm just going to try and raw dog it. So let's try and raw dog an attack. I've got my rerolls on my black dice. So yeah, so we'll target this Night Stalker. Need a 5 to kill him. Don't have +1, but I have +1 from the Elven Light Blade. So that's a 2. We'll use our reroll. That's worse. Into a 1, 2. So it doesn't succeed at doing anything to him. We'll attack him a second time. And we're going to charge the escape skill. There's a 6. Okay, so that kills him. Do we get a loot? We don't. But now, because of our Inferno Orb, we're going to do 1 here and 1 here and kill the giant arachnid. And let's see if we get a loot from him. We do. Greaves of the Vanguard. During a quest action, apply +1 to the result if the black die is 1. That's nice. Then we charge a skill, which will be escape. Good. And we'll now try and escape. We need a 4. That's a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this goes down to 1. We'll charge our Strike of Valor, I reckon. Boop. And we draw and resolve a quest card. And it says Shadowed Gateway. Ooh, discard and replace all side quest cards without loot rolls. That's boo. That's boo. We had utilised the high ground. Hey, maybe we'll get some better ones. Battle alongside the mage. Banish the whispering spirit. And unlock the war chest. Yeah, see, these are all good ones. That was a great little quest thing to get. Battle alongside the mage. Nice. Our defense roll, another 6. It's good stuff. So we'll start here. This will increment. We'll do 1 damage. We're at a 5. This will increment. Burrow. Heroes cannot target this threat. He's just going to smash us for 2 damage. What an idiot. Battle along the mage. Spirit action. Apply -1 to attack actions. Oh, that sucks. This one says apply +1 to quest actions. Cool. And this says apply -1 to quest and escape actions. If we're able to rest right now and then do this, we could get this die down to 0 and we win, which is probably what we'll try and do. I'm excited. I saw a post on Reddit from another guy who'd picked that game up, and he was really jazzed with it. He thought it was awesome, and I think Tom's played it a couple of times now as well, and has enjoyed it, to my knowledge. It's a banger. I've been learning Deckers today, so that'll probably be Sunday night's game, if not Sunday morning's game. But yeah, we've got tomorrow night. I've got. I'll tell this story in a second. This one, I'll tell this story in a second. Okay, so it's our turn. We increment this. Who's a good leader to start with? I started with Hadrian because he's sort of military focused, and I like military and fighting guys. He was pretty fun, but no, I think the one that I played in my last playthrough, who has a lot of influence actions, he's the one I'd recommend to start with. Marcus, I think it is. He's good. He's really good. Yeah, so if I rest, I get to boost this, and then I'm pretty sure as soon as you flip the dungeon, if the dungeon value falls below 0, it has been cleared, perform a loot roll before discarding it. If a new dungeon is revealed, keep the 2 value. Yep, okay, cool. Lastly, you must spawn an epic threat. Well, we're playing a 1 dungeon thing, so let's just do this. We'll rest, we'll flip our escape action, and then we'll try and escape. We get a boost on it. Our boost is 2. We roll a 1. It's not a quest action. We've got -1 to attack actions. We've got +1 to quest actions. We've got -1. We failed. I'm just going to reroll. That's it. We succeed. That's down to 0. So we escape. That's Doomcrawler. That's it in a nutshell. You're allowed to have 7 items, which I like. Items are fun. You are supposed to, well, you're not supposed to, you can play multiple dungeon tiles. And if you play 2, when you move to the second one, you keep the doom value at whatever it is, and you also spawn an epic threat. So Ironclad Juggernaut, yeah. But everything else stays the same. So this one, you only have to escape it twice, but it's got a difficulty value of 8. That's cool. Doom Trap, deactivate 3 non-rest skills. Wow. Increment the Doom Trap by 1. That's awful. Spawn 4 new threats. They just do damage. Receive Doom as damage. Yeah, nice. Okay. But the thing about the game is, you know, if on a turn you roll 1 for your defense die, and you've got a couple of heavy attacks coming through, cool. You're down to 1 health. That's pretty much your game. So I like it. You know, I like it. It's good, but it's not one that I'm going to pull out and play frequently, I don't think. Having said that, he's my favourite character that I've played. I tried the Lightbringer and the Pyro Mage. The Thunderhammer is one of my favourite characters in the other game, Sanctum. So, what does he do? You may reroll a black die in a defense action once per round. Nice, so he'll be hard to kill. He'll survive a long time. Yeah, okay, so their tracks are pretty much the same. The Pyro Mage is awful. Oh, she gets an extra health. You may receive 1 damage to apply +2 to an attack action. So she kills stuff, but she dies. But she does Flame Strike. She gets to do attacks quite a lot. If your health dies less than 3, add 1. Ooh, so she doesn't do a rest action. She just adds health. He rests. Holy Light, increase your health die by 1. He just heals. Yeah. Cool. I don't know. Maybe I'm being unfair because I've had fun playing this little game, but I don't know. I think I was very impressed with Heroes of the Sanctum. It really jived with me, and the strategy in it, and the movement that you had. This one it doesn't feel quite as dynamic. You know, you have these things that you have to try and deal with, and you don't feel like you're moving around and interacting with the board much. You're just basically moving down tracks. It's solid. It's fun. I'm not going to play a second one. I'm gassed this week, by the way. Absolutely gassed. It's been a huge week. But let me tell you about Moon Colony Bloodbath. I tried to get Moon Colony Bloodbath late last year, and it was really hard to track down in Australia. And then I saw one of my local game shops had a copy, and they were like, it just had it available for sale. And so I was keen. I was like, yeah, I've got to go down and get it. And then I thought, I should probably do some research first. I don't know if it's going to be, like, everyone talks about it's a good game, but maybe I'm not going to enjoy it as much as everyone else does. So I looked into it that night, and I thought, yeah, that's awesome. So I went to order it from that game shop that night on the internet, and it was sold out. Gone. And that was 5 months ago, or something stupid. And so I've been trying to find it since then, and there was a copy at CanCon, would you believe, the event that I go to, and in January, and I went to CanCon, and I saw one of the shops advertise that they had it on sale. They had it there, and I was like, sick. I'm going to rush down and grab it early because I was one of the very fortunate people who gets to go in there early. Went down there, 2 copies, both gone before I got there, and I was in very early. So another failure. And then a few days ago, someone posted it on one of my buy, swap, sell sites for board games, and I was able to secure a copy of Moon Colony Bloodbath, which is very exciting because it is very highly regarded. Now, my friends, and this is rubbing salt in the wounds as well, my friends that I play board games with, that were down at CanCon that were playing board games all weekend, actually found a copy in the board games arena where they played, and they said it was awesome. So they've played a game of Moon Colony Bloodbath, and I have not. But I got a copy. So that's what we're going to play this tomorrow night, assuming I get to learn it in time, which I should, because it doesn't look complicated. That is a good product. I'm impressed with that product, even if that game isn't quite aligned with my tastes in general. So we'll chalk that one off the list, which is great. Yeah. So this one looks quite fun. We'll play some Moon Colony Bloodbath tomorrow night. Good luck with Rome Fate of an Empire in parting. I hope you enjoyed as much as I have. And I did actually have a new member join the channel as well, which is very much appreciated, but also very much not required. Please feel free to not pay money to watch the channel if you don't want to. It's fine if you want to, but prioritise yourself. I just want to say thank you to that member. Oh, it's Eifelau. Yeah, he's watching a lot of the Lacerda games. Hello, Eifelau. Or Ifelu. Excellent. All right, I'm going to disappear. Have a nice early night tonight, and I will catch you all tomorrow night. I'll see you then.